All right, week 8 recap. We are already into the back half of the season. It feels like it's gone by like that. But we are into week 8, moving towards week 9, which is our trade deadline, like I mentioned in the chat. The trade deadline will be, as soon as the Monday night game this week, the clock strikes 0, no more trades. So that leaves you with today, because I guess you can have Friday and Saturday too, but once Thursday kicks off, those players will officially be untradeable. So if you want to trade, get it done soon. But we'll move into the matchups, do the wheel spin. I don't even know what the category is. Bennett Bradley said there's one category he can win. I'm not even going to, maybe I'll figure it out when I look at his team. But I don't even want to know, because if I know and I'm like, I don't want it to be that one, it's going to be that one. So we'll fucking see if this bullshit sorcery continues when we get to the wheel spin. But we'll start with me. I'm on a skid. I'm absolutely on a skid. I got a dicking of the week last week. I fucking scored like 80 points, and now this week I only scored 94. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna figure it out. We got points all over the team. Just most of them are on the bench, unfortunately. So this isn't a lack of talent. This isn't a lack of ability to make a run out of our guys. I've made some poor decisions. Can't figure it out with Ramondre Stevenson. Every time I play him, he goes less than 5 points, and then he's on my bench and he scores 23. So I think I'm just going to put him in and leave him in no matter what, and just I'll live and die with Ramondre. But bad week for me. I'm still right there at 5-3. So am I worried? Absolutely not. Right there in the thick of it. But we gotta start stacking some wins because we're in crunch time. Jamal, good win. It's not like, you didn't do that great either, 118, but certainly enough to beat me with 94 points. I was looking at your team. Didn't you? No, I thought you had like fucking 30 points out of your tight end. I think that was Gabe, actually. But Josh Jacobs has a big day. That's really all you needed, was just one player to have a big day in order to beat 94. So, Jamal, you pick up another win. You're 6-2. You're just slowly but surely creeping your way up. You're staying in the playoff race. We'll see if Isaiah Pacheco ever comes back. I think I've been mentioning him on every single recap. You still got Isaiah Pacheco, but you do, and that could be big come playoff time. So you're right there at 6-2. All right, Gabe over Cole. Gabe just, he did this last year. He started out, kind of iffy, like, oh God, Gabe's going to suck. Well, that was only in 1 week, and then he just fucking ran the table. But earlier this year, wasn't looking very good. Now he's just putting up strong numbers. He takes down Cole, who was first place in the league. Score of 142 to 125. Luckily, Garrett Wilson wasn't like a dominant force this week. It's not like he's the reason that Gabe scored 142. The reason is he got 30 points out of a tight end. So that was a great move. He threw in Cade Otton. They were missing Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. There it is. It's been a long day. He gets 30 points out of his tight end. 20 points out of Devontae Smith. He scores 142. And Cole, not a bad week out of Cole. 125 is just not enough against Gabe this week. But Cole, you finally drop down a peg towards the rest of us. We got a lot of just almost like a log jam of 5-3 and 6-2 teams. So the playoff race is going to get very spicy very quickly. But Gabe goes to 5-3. Cole at 6-2. Bennett. The battle of the Bennetts. We got Bennett versus Bennett. We should have fucking made some sort of big deal about that. I don't know, Bennett v. Bennett. Maybe like the winner gets to be Bennett and the other one has to be Bean. Can't do that retroactively, unfortunately, but maybe next year we'll have some sort of stakes for the Bennett v. Bennett game. So Bennett Enzer, Bean goes to 0-8. Definitely the worst start of any team. You can't even call it a start. The worst season we've ever seen. 0-8. Bennett, yes, your team does stink. 107. You would have beat me this week and probably last week as well. So maybe my team stinks right now, but at least I've got 5 wins under my belt. You've got 0. And are we seeing the resurgence of Bennett Bradley? This guy's season is not over at 3-5. Certainly, if he runs the table, I think that probably. We got to see what happens. But 3-5 is not a death sentence. And last week, obviously Bennett started really strong, but was losing in ridiculous fashion. But last week scores 160. This week scores 142. And he's not dead. Definitely has a lot of work to do at 3-5. But if you keep scoring like this, Bennett Bradley, you might be right there. Just for the love of God, stop winning our wheel spin. All right, we'll go to Stevie over Carey. This was the matchup of the week by far. Not even just like the score 145 to 141, but the fashion in which Steve came back at the very end. I wasn't even tracking it because when I looked at it like before the Monday night game, I guess it was, I didn't even think like Stevie had a chance because doing the math, Stevie got over 60 points on Monday night, or maybe it was Sunday. I think it was Monday night, but whatever it was, 60 points at the buzzer to beat Carey. It's incredible. You love to see. I wish I had been tracking it like every point by point just to like watch, because I'm sure Carey was doing the exact same thing and just couldn't believe his eyes as Stevie passed his point total, 141. But Carey picks up another loss. The trend of the decline continues. I mean, Carey, 141, good job, but you lost the game, so you're going to tell me that you're not declining. 5-3. Stevie goes to 6-2, right there with the class of the league as well. Stevie, I called it weeks ago that you might be a wagon, and here you are with 145 and 6-2. So, and that was with getting 5 points out of Jordan Love. So the rest of your team just went fucking crazy. And you didn't start T. Higgins. Jesus Christ. Stevie got 5 points out of his quarterback and fucking didn't start T. Higgins, which also I meant this. I just remembered this. Next year, I am going to propose some sort of fine if you don't set your lineups, because there actually are some implications for other teams. Like if Carey had picked up a bullshit win this week because Stevie didn't start a wide receiver, that fucks a lot of us in the West. So I'm going to propose like a $10, maybe $15 fine that if you start someone who is out or on bye week, like you're going to get fined. At least I'm going to propose that for next year. But luckily it doesn't hurt Stevie. He still gets the win. Carey's decline continues. He's 5-3. Stevie, you're 6-2. And then we had pretty much a toilet bowl here. I mean, Lipsky, I mean, you're right there at 3-5. I was going to compare you to Bennett Bradley real quick. Like, you're both 3-5. You both scored 140 plus this week. But, I just don't know, Lipsky, if your team really has the staying power that Bennett Bradley's does. I mean, he's been putting up these numbers all year. But you've been hot recently. Like, I think you scored a good number last week. You got a couple of wins. You're still 3-5, so definitely on the outside looking in. But Lipsky, you're not dead by any means. And then Kobe, it continues. I mean, like I said this a few weeks ago, your season ended the second that Courtney hit that number 1 Palm Cup. You picked Christian McCaffrey. I don't even know if he's like going to play this year or ever again. I don't really know what's going on there, but your season's been over, so sorry about that. Kobe, you go to 1-7. At least you're not Bean, who's 0-8. Lipsky, you're 3-5, so you're still there. And then standings-wise, like I said, we've got a log jam, especially in the West. There's 4 teams within 1 game of each other. Me, Gabe, and Carey all 1 game right behind Cole at 6-2. The rest of us at 5-3. I don't think we're going to have a situation where like the best team in the East is worse than 4 of us in the West. I just don't think it's going to work out. So I don't think anyone's going to get fucked. But the East has become a 2-man race, seemingly right now between Stevie and Jamal. You do have Bennett Bradley and Lipsky both at 5-3, so not mathematically out of it. But the West is just going to be a fucking dogfight to try to get those 1 or 2 playoff spots, whatever it ends. It'll be 2 for sure. There's no way the East is going to have 3. So me, Cole, Gabe, Carey. Did I say Cole? Gabe, Carey, Cole are going to be fighting hard for those last 2 playoff spots. All right, we're going to go to the wheel spin. When I looked at Bennett Bradley's team, I didn't fucking notice what his best point player was, so I don't know what it is that he might fucking win. But if he wins again, we might have to just fucking call it Chase and just see if he wants to come back, because this is ridiculous. But here we go. Let's see what happens. Just gonna get one good spin, and we're gonna see what it is. Okay, well, that's a fun one. Defensive touchdown or safety. That's also a new one, so this wheel might be fixed. I've been noticing it seems like we have a defensive touchdown like from multiple teams every week. That's not nearly as rare as I thought it was. So what we've said, if there's any sort of tie, it'll be whoever had the most points, and I need to look at my fuck. God damn it. This doesn't just show you on the fucking website like if your defense had a touchdown or not, so I don't actually fuck. Damn it. This is going to be hard. I don't know how to do this. Full box score maybe? Okay, yep, that's how you do it. So sorry, this is going to take a minute. Where's my fucking defense? The defense isn't in the box score, damn it. Oh, God. All right, I don't know how to figure this out. I can figure it out on my phone really easily. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on my phone. It's going to be whoever had a defensive touchdown or safety, and if it's a tie, because multiple have a touchdown, it'll be the highest scoring defense, not team. It'll be the highest scoring defense with a touchdown. So stay tuned. I'll figure it out, and I'm going to text it. God, this was a long one. Sorry, boys.